So our first activity is going to be, you can volunteer. You don't know what all the other, I have a bag full of treats in here. They're coins, and there's different questions on the coins. They're pretty generic. This is my fallback, I don't know what to do with the students every time. What's your favorite color? I don't know what the questions are. Who wants to be our first speaker? This is an easy one, because I'm telling you. All right, Matt. So hand these cards out, first three. Just take one. Matt, come on up here. So this is Table Topic Master. Does everybody understand what Matt has to do? So this is just one example. You're going to choose.
I wasn't listening, so I don't
It's all right. You're going to choose a coin. You get the first one because I explained. The rest of them are going to be a surprise. You don't know what the. So you can read it, and I'll explain what the evaluators. The only thing you're going to concentrate on is the question you have in front of you. So Matt might do all the great gestures, all the great vocal variety, awesome effectiveness with the audience, all those things that we talked about. What we're going to evaluate, and then when Matt's finished, we'll evaluate him, and then you give the card to somebody else. So we're going to do two things. Actually, three things are happening. A different way to be a table topic master, the way to participate in that particular table topics, and then we'll all benefit from some kind of evaluation from it as well.
As a timer, what's my job?
So 2 minutes, and do you have colors on there?
I don't have.
Do you know what? Let's just do this. We're going to do, we'll make it really simple. It's
Yeah.
2 minutes at 1:50, give them a warning.
Okay.
Or 1:30. Is everybody okay with that?
30-second warning.
And then you're wrapping up. Thank you, Matt. Great. Thank you for volunteering.
Hi. The question I have is, who was an influential person in my life? Now, to me, that's a very easy question to answer, and that person is my father. Obviously, it's someone you can pick that is very close to you, and you could go broad or far, but I chose to be within the family. And I'd like to tell you why. There's a number of reasons. The first one, and it's a little bit pulls your heartstrings, is that my mother died when I was very young. So the only person I could look to was my father. Now, I wouldn't necessarily pick my siblings, because they weren't necessarily nice to me, being the third of 4 children, and if I ended up crying every day because I got beaten up, but that's another story maybe. Maybe I'm joking. But certainly, you know, I grew up not having a mother to look to, having a father to look to, and when I look back at that, I see a lot of positives and benefits. I see the strength of character, I see the commitment, I see the family man, and I look around and I go, well, how many men could raise 4 children from the age of, the children's age being 1 to 7, and get by and hold a job out and live in a foreign country? At the time, we lived in Fiji, in the South Pacific, full-time, you know, university lecturer, and it's looking back at that and going, oh, didn't he do a good job? And I speak to him quite often, and I said, you know, he apologizes, so I didn't raise you guys very well. I said, no, you did a fantastic job. Yeah, but what about this and what about that? No, when you look back at it and you look at the whole big picture of what could be achieved and what you inspire to be able to achieve, if you look back and could I do that? And I think it's a real, you know, credit to my father. He's a real influence on the character he had, how he persevered through, how he raised us, and he was a family man, but also, you know, a working man. And we still traveled the world and did great things. So that person is a very influential influence on my life.
So let's have the evaluations. Who has number 1?
Nope. Something I liked. I liked your organization and your time control.
Good. 2?
Something to improve. I couldn't catch a whole lot. There were a few sentences you started with "and," or maybe unnecessary.
Okay.
Your best quality is your willingness to share. That was quick on your feet.
Really good.
That was quick.
So